Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hejin Lee with a morning update for Bitcoin. Check this out. I have been saying for days that the MACD had been reaching all-time new lows on a daily scale, day after day for now, for 6 very, very long days. And I also indicated that the histogram had been generating a lower low, which represented that the blue line, which is for 12-day average, is turning. And that this was like a rubber band, that if you stretch and stretch and stretch, there's only so much you can go. And we're seeing right here a pickup of the blue leading indicator of the MACD. And that's exciting. That's exciting because usually that is a sign of a turn, of reversal, just like it was here. Sign of a reverse on the prior correction, just like here back in November. This is when I said it was an expanded flat. This correction too shall pass. Same thing with the September correction. Same thing with the July correction. It turned and it crossed. I think this will turn and it should continue up until the red line comes down, the 26th day, and the blue line will converge, cross the red line, and then diverge away from the red line because the blue line will travel faster than the red line. That is why you get these convergence, and then after they cross, they diverge. This is diverging, had been diverging from here after they crossed down again, had been diverging from the red line. Now it's going to go turn, curl up and turn and converge again. Considering where it is around 812, that was a record low. If you look at the histogram on a daily scale, this was a record low. That means that once this turn continues, the next key we need to see is an actual cross, just like I explained earlier. And that'll probably take several days. Okay, let's look at the price. Sure enough, price is turning. Now, what quite often happens is even though the MACD turns, just like here it happened, it can turn back down without going back all the way to the top. So the scenario I had here of a wedge, to me, is still in play. If it ends here, great. If This is a very simple ABC. Perfect. It fits the ABC. And then we'll have to see an impulse. What we need to do, so far this looks very three-wave-ish. And these are almost exact same words I've been using when I was measuring the turn back in September and July. This looks very three-wave-ish, like this. This looks very three-wave-ish. So if this is going to be a turn, the first sign of a turn is an impulse. And this impulse should give us a higher high, continuous higher high. But more importantly, it should take us through and past and it's hitting this line right now, right there. Price is hitting it right there, at about the resistance. So here's a trend line. Personally, I would love to see one more lower low. Not that I'm a masochist, no. But it would be a more healthy correction that way. But if this is just an ABC, price needs to break this line. So this white line needs to be breached. And if that line is breached, then I'll be a little more excited. If it's breached, then I have a breakout. And if I have a wave 3 that can breach it, then I will generate higher highs. This level of the resistance will have to be pierced through, and that's what's holding it back right now. Right here. These levels of upper resistance is holding it back. That's a pretty good amount of resistance. Could it break through? Yes, given how oversold it had been. Well, that's not the daily anymore. On the daily scale, yes, it should be able to. And I'd like to see that happen as a confirmation. So I would really prefer personally, as an analyst, to see this wedge complete. Yeah, I know for many of you it'll suck. To see one more lower low, okay, wine, wine, wine. However, the reason is because if I can see this as an A, B, C, D, and one more lower low, E. Yes, do you realize the percentage, how much that'll drift? How could you even wish that? Are you crazy? Are you nuts? No, I'm an analyst. And as an analyst, and having done this for over 20 years, I would like to see this more on a downward wedge complete. It'll be more bullish. More pent-up energy will have built up. This is called the apex. The point where the two lines intersect is called the apex. And this apex shows the point where the price almost can't take it anymore because it's trapped within a contracting line. In the beginning, there were a lot of sellers, less sellers, less. As it gets closer to this apex, it becomes far more agitated, and the need to escape the contracting lines just becomes that much more greater. And the fact that this is downward pointing means that sellers, you're getting rid of sellers. And I think that's great. Yesterday during the midday update, I had shown multiple scenarios and counts of this correction. This is currently my primary count. So yes, A, B, C, D, E would look better. In the event that price does not breach this bounce, for any of you who, well, for me, if I didn't, I have plenty of it, if I didn't raise cash earlier and consistently maintain 10 to 15% of my portfolio as cash, not Bitcoin, as USD or Euro or whatever currency you revert to, fiat currency. If I didn't have enough, I would use this bounce to maybe raise some cash. In the event that this does not breach and that this becomes a D wave and we see an E wave, we've got a phenomenal buying opportunity coming in. And this buying opportunity right here will be in this zone. That'll be my first buying opportunity. That'll be the buy ladder number one. I'll give you additional buy ladders, but this is the first buy ladder I will do. And if you raise some cash here, if price goes to E, you shouldn't splurge everything here. If you gained 10%, 5%, whatever it is, I would only use very little of it to take nibbles and ladder in. So the key we need to see, again, will be, can the price breach the white line? Or does it get repelled by the white line and starts declining and put in the E wave? I prefer the E wave. It would give us a lot better and more bullish scenario for the Bitcoin. And everything will follow the Bitcoin. If it breaches this white line, continues through and pierces through this resistance zone, then we could have a bottom where this is A, B, C, and the C is done. But that's a little too quick for me. Correction is a little too quick. But it has met the minimum. So let's see how the price on the daytime scale pans out. Okay, thank you and have a great day.